God created this world and brought man, a living being, unto which he bestowed life into it. Next, man came to have parents and kin, and was no longer alone. Ever since man first laid eyes on this material world, he was destined to exist within the ordination of God. The breath of life from God supports each and every living being throughout growth into adulthood. During this process, no one feels that man is growing up under the care of God. Rather, they believe that man is doing so under the loving care of his parents, and that it is his own life instinct that directs his growing up. This is because man knows not who bestowed his life, or from whence it came, much less the way in which the instinct of life creates miracles. He knows only that food is the basis on which his life continues, that perseverance is the source of his existence, and that the beliefs in his mind are the capital upon which his survival depends. Of God's grace and provision, man is utterly oblivious, and thus does he fritter away the life bestowed upon him by God. Not a single one of this humanity that God cares for day and night takes it upon themselves to worship him. God only continues to work on man, for whom he holds out no expectations, as he has planned. He does so in the hope that one day man will awaken from his dream and suddenly realize the value and meaning of life. The price God paid for all that he has given him, and the eager solicitude with which God waits for man to turn back to him. From the moment you come crying into this world, you begin to fulfill your duty, performing your role in God's plan and in his ordination. You start your life's journey. Whatever your background, and whatever the journey ahead of you, no one can escape the orchestrations and arrangements of the heaven, and no one is in control of their own destiny. For only he who rules over all things is capable of such work. Since the day man came into existence, God has ever worked thus, managing the universe, directing the rules of change for all things and the trajectory of their movement. Like all things, man is quietly and unknowingly nourished by the sweetness and rain and dew from God. Like all things, man unknowingly lives beneath the orchestration of God's hand. Man's heart and spirit are held in the hand of God. Everything of his life is beheld in the eyes of God. Regardless of whether or not you believe this, any and all things, whether living or dead, will shift, change, renew, and disappear in accordance with God's thoughts. Such is the way in which God presides over all things.